Hi, I'm Tego. My topic is evaluating NBA players' value in the free agency market. And this is my outline. I'll first introduce my data set and also my project goal. And I'll explain how I conduct this topic, the statistic modeling I use, and the last will be my findings so far. This is my data set, and I will first collect the traditional statistics of players. For example, like you can see here, points per game, rebound per game, assist per game, these kind of traditional statistics. And the second will be the advanced statistic of players, including the offensive rating, defensive rating, and net rating. You can consider that these advanced statistics, they are calculated from the traditional statistics, and they aim to provide a different point of views of evaluating players. And my response, which is that I'm going to evaluate players, their value, and in salary. So I have the salary data from this hoop hype data set, and also considering evaluating player salaries, we need to consider an important concept, which is salary cap. Salary cap can be considered as a team's wallet in that year. And because of salary cap dramatically increased from the 2015 to 2016 due to NBA signing a big contract with the broadcasting companies. And there's an agreement that 51% of the revenue must go to the player salary. So salary cap indeed play an important role in our response. So this is our arranged data set, and our response will be player salary divided by salary cap multiplied by 100, which means that the players can get how many percent of money based on the team's budget that year. And the predictors are the traditional and advanced statistic we collected. And we have a group variable of season and team. Our project goal is to base on players' performance this year to predict his salary next year. And we conducted multiple linear regression. In the EDA, we do find something very counterintuitive. For example, how come a player's age is older and his salary getting higher? That is because we kind of think that in professional basketball, young players had some advantage. And also, another even more weird thing is that how come if your turnover get higher, you can get paid by more salaries? Because turnovers means that you give the ball, you lose your ball. We'll explain this later. And also the interactions, we found out that turnovers play different effect regarding the player salary in different categories. Points under 10, which kind of think it is a role player. Points between 10 to 20, which means he can be the players that is second or third best in a team. Or he score points per game over 20 can be considered as a star player. And in the modelings, our approach is that we first use the stepwise BIC, and our neural model is points, rebound, assist. We think that these three traditional statistics is the fundamental when players negotiation their contracts. And the full models will include all main effect and interactions. We think that is interesting. And also we do some boxcar transformation with our response because originally our response, even with log transformation, is not purely normal. So the result here comes that we'll consider points per game, rebounds per game, assists per game, and the player's age, how many games he wins in that season, and how many games he plays in that season as our model. And then we conducted hierarchical model, and we have group variable, team, and season. And after EDA and ANOVA test, we conclude that we only meet random intercept for these group variables. However, we do acknowledge that this model still have room to improve because the residual is 3 to 4 times of the combine of team and seasons standard deviations. And now we are going to make a tentative interpretations of this model. And we'll consider Golden State Warriors and the season 2019, make it a random intercept included in our interpretations. You will say that for a 26-year-old players in Golden State Warriors, he had 9 points per game, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, play about 2/3 of the season, and won half of the game. He'll have a salary of $5.1 million in the next season. Okay, the most important part of this presentation is our findings. We found out that the age is already biased in this data set. For example, for players who is young but eliminated from NBA, he will not show up in this NBA data set. But if a player is good enough to continuously play in the NBA, then he get older and older, he will show out in this data set. So that's why when you get older, you will have more salary, because the people left in the NBA with older age, they are actually good. They are kind of stars or essential players of teams. So as turnovers, because if you turnovers a lot of times, you will get to the bench by the coach. However, if you keep turnovers, but you still stay in this data set, which means that you are kind of outstanding in other aspect. So that's why the counterintuitive phenomena we see in the EDA. The second finding is that not enough gameplay in a season might lead to bias in our model. For example, Dante Jones, he only played 1 game, but he played well in that game. We predicted his salary next year will be good, but actually it's low. The third is that our prediction is annual base. However, we do know that in the free agent markets, players mostly sign multi-year contract, which means that only the previous year to his first year of contract, the previous year's statistic matters the most. And after he signed, for example, the 4-year contract, the first 3 years is not that important. Only the 4th year, that is really important on negotiation his second contract, which is the model's kind of need to improve the entire architecture. The last thing is that we found a contract type indeed is a very important predictors. For example, Luka Doncic, our model predict that he should have 1/3 of the team's wallet. However, he only have 7.4% of salary. That is because he is still a rookie in the NBA, and rookie in the NBA will have less salary. That's basically the findings I found so far. And I think that conducting this topic is kind of interesting. And I do believe this topic will help the front office of the NBA. And I also acknowledge that there are many companies that doing this kind of solutions. And I found that to have a precise model is not that easy. But conducting this topic made me explore more of the possibilities or more aspects I should consider in the following. So I'll continue investigating, and I will appreciate any feedback from you guys. Thank you.